welcome to Mahala Monday. Hope everybody is well, whatever it is you're doing, man. Hope it is just fantastic. My name is Dougal. I have no hair, and Rhoda's got lots. She's there.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mahala Monday. Dougal, welcome.
Hello.
So, everybody, are you ready? We're going to again have a nice little chat with Dougal and myself, giving our opinions. Remember, it is our opinions of what we read on the news. So, you know what? I'm just looking forward to sitting and having a chat with you guys.
And you're going to be part of this, man. This is what it's about. You're going to be part of this. So we would really welcome your compliments and your comments. But let's start off with a compliment and then go into your comments.
Let's go into that.
Let's do that first. So and of course you can join the conversation, be part of it. It's just brilliant. And let's have a talk because there's always a lot happening. And today's the 17th, though, I believe. There's been 16 days already of this month. I lost track a long time ago, but you know how I roll. I look forward to one day, a certain time of the month when bank accounts fill up.
And it's not that time of the month for you now.
Yeah, sadly
Definitely not.
So, the other numbers are just there. You know what I mean? It's just fillers, isn't it?
It's just fillers.
Like the in-between months. Yeah. January and December. That's the only months that count.
And it's also funny because one of my daughter last night said to someone, she said, just remember, they said, have a good week. I said, obviously after the holidays now. And they said, but you know what, think about next week. Because next week you got a short week, basically, and you're getting paid. And then they were like, oh yeah, let me smile about that one.
I never thought of that.
So think of it, not this week, next week. You got a short week, Dougal.
Yeah, but that's next week. We still got to navigate these days that there's. So, wherever you are, we trust you're just doing amazing, man. Anyway, so what we've been doing, and Rhoda has specifically been doing, Rhoda's been rounding up some stuff that we're going to be talking about, and the things that have been actually making news, and a thing that should be concerning to people to an extent, but it's purely our opinion, so that's what it is, isn't it?
That's true. And
reflecting on some of the headlines.
Some of the headlines that was there, basically. And then also, obviously, we always kind of do like the week, what's happening, because sometimes there's some funny things happening in the week, like, the coffee day, this day, so we also kind of look into that as well, and then just comment a bit on it. And one of them, in actual fact, which I Dougal was like, seriously, you're going to do this one, Rhoda? It was today, which is April the 17th, Dougal, and it's blah, blah, blah day. Yeah.
I don't believe it. There's actually a day. I mean, we have days for Alice. We got blah, blah, blah day.
That's right, Dougal. And apparently, blah, blah day is celebrated every April the 17th to encourage you to listen to those nagging words from your loved ones or friends and to action them, which is kind of scary because I think there's some friends you actually cannot listen to their nagging because if you actually had to listen to them.
But this is what it is when I tell you something in your mind, you go blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
That is what it is. It is actually, because meanwhile they're saying take out the trash, can you mow the lawn, wash the car, feed the dog, that kind of thing. You're like blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 whatever.
Do you know what I mean? And it is that. How do you celebrate that? So what this day implies is that you got to go out there and annoy yourself. Good luck. Isn't that?
That's exactly it. So true, Dougal.
This is like the perfect day for couples, married people. People like, you married. How long you been married?
It will be this year, 30 years.
Oh,
so we let's say 29.
Didn't get that long.
Life.
Yeah. How many years?
30 years this
year.
So
over the 30 years, you would have had some blah, blah, blah moments. Come on, share, Rhoda.
So like I said, today is the only day I cannot say blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so when your significant other asks you, and we're using spousal examples, right? It could be anybody, work colleague, anybody, right? In your vibe, what would be something that you get and you go
blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. With me, generally everything. I can probably easier to mention the 1% that doesn't get me to go blah, blah, blah.
You say it's going to be easier. It's a difficult one, Dougal. It's a difficult one. Yeah, so I tend to go into my life, like my family always say, I kind of go with it with blinkers on sometimes. They think I go with blinkers on because that's just the way I live my life. It's probably everybody that will look at me or know me will probably think she's thinking now blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So that's what people think when they probably, especially my family.
And then you got to action the request because people always like, I remember when I used to get like, so why are you buying that? Why not?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And The problem is I never had a good answer.
And then, Dougal, for all those drinkers out there. So apparently the 19th of April is World Liver Day. Dougal, no drinking. There we go. World Liver Day. And that's the 19th of April.
That's a Wednesday. That's Wednesday coming.
And apparently it's observed on the 19th of April to spread awareness about the disease related to liver. The liver is the second largest organ in the body. Second largest.
But what's the
Dougal,
largest?
after the brain. So it's also the second most complex organ in the body. It performs various crucial functions associated with digestion, immunity, metabolism, and the storage of nutrients within the body. So it's very important. And that
So
doesn't
it's the
mean
second. I never knew this, Rhoda. This is interesting. So it's the second largest
organ.
I mean, I know I've heard of the liver, obviously, but I didn't know. I always thought the lung would be bigger.
I also thought that, but apparently the liver is. Interesting. And then there is superfoods apparently that will assist your liver to stay healthy. So the superfoods that is mentioned there is berries, green tea, green leafy vegetables. So you must eat your salads.
Yeah.
Coffee.
Citrus.
Oh yeah, baby, that is mine. Ginger, nuts, citrus fruits, olive oil, and turmeric. I'm
Rhoda
liking
said
the
you
coffee
mustn't
there.
drink, but those are all the ingredients you find in gin. This is just berries, juniper, tea, turmeric,
I get you, Dougal.
citrus. It's all there.
Well noted. Well noted.
All there. All right, so you got to eat those. The coffee I do a lot. Turmeric, yeah, I love curries and stuff. But it's probably
Exactly.
in reference to fresh turmeric, you know, like with
It would be fresh, yeah.
which
The-
you could grate
the root, yeah.
the root.
Exactly,
And then
exactly.
the berries is good. So, but it's important just to look after your body. That is, but World Liver Day, that implies there's World Lung Day, World Kidney Day. Will there be World Other Organ Days?
There is apparently, what is that? Hepatitis Day. So,
Oh goodness,
yeah,
I brought it up, and there it is.
and there is.
So the liver is going to have his day on Wednesday.
That's right. That is the 19th of April.
Okay. Which
Yeah.
is also Hepatitis Day.
That is right.
Yeah.
The two
All right.
together.
So, Rhoda, you planning a menu then containing those superfoods. So, at your house, you're going to have turmeric infused berries with tea
And salads.
and salads. I can just hear it now, blah, blah, blah. So that's all
Everybody
it is.
sitting around the table. And then, which is also a very funny one, which I was also like, okay, seriously, where's this?
What's
where's
Hubert
this-
saying there?
Where's this coming? Oh, Mr. Hubert!
He's saying, good evening, guys. It's blah, 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 the same as yes, dear.
As yesterday.
Fair
There
enough,
we
it is,
go.
isn't it?
Hey.
Yeah.
A good one, Hubert. I
Yeah,
like
it
that
is.
one.
Oh, sorry, Hubert's asking the question. Is blah, blah, blah the same as yes, dear? I believe it is. And it is. I think, because nobody explained this to us, I think is when somebody talks to you and it's just like, and you're just like blah, blah, blah in your head, and that's why it's called that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, no, yes, dear, yeah, you kind of action it. So really, I think it's a day that deserves no right to be acknowledged because it's about annoying you. Because if I blah 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 to things you ask me, why would I? Because it means I'm not going to action it.
Action it.
Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, I changed the name from blah blah to Annoyance Day. Go
So that
forth.
there, as change. And then on the 20th of April, Dougal, we've got,
Why's that now Thursday?
is that Thursday?
Yeah, yeah,
You,
yeah.
you work on the days, I
Yeah,
work on the
today's the
dates.
17th, blah blah day. The
Yeah.
19th is the liver,
Yes.
where I
and
can't
then-
drink and stuff.
Exactly. The 20th is April's high five day, Dougal. Give me a high five. Don't leave me hanging, please. There we go. High
For
five
real,
day.
high five day.
For real, Dougal. For real. I'm serious. So, how do you celebrate National High Five Day? It's fun and easy to celebrate this day. Give a high five to
Yeah,
everyone
Rhoda.
you see, includes friends, family, and passerbys, Dougal, and total strangers.
Rhoda, I disagree with this day
The more high
completely.
fives you get, the better. I will actually walk in the road. and
No,
get-
Rhoda. What about social distancing and sanitizing?
Oh, sure, but didn't think of that one.
Are you
think
gonna
of
high
that
five? I'm against this day.
I-
Who came up with this day?
This is the world that came up with this one. So I don't know. Oh, it was the
Oh,
world.
people
but
have time on their hands. The people have time on their hands. But okay, so the more high fives I get with my sanitized hands,
Yes, sanitized, yes.
the better it is.
Please, yeah. That's
So
it.
just walking around,
Yes, it's
high
just making
fiving
everybody
random.
happy.
Well, you can like sort of suggest high five, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
You can even do what the kids do to the Bluetooth high five. You know, that's a new
What?
thing now. Bluetooth high five, Dougal.
what?
Bluetooth high five. Are you telling me you never heard of
No.
this?
Do they say that?
Go and ask your kids this. What is a Bluetooth high five?
Okay, I'm gonna get back to the high five, but on this note of the thing, they said the other day something like, "Oh, Dad, that shirt is so giving," and I was like, "What's that?" I'm like,
Giving.
"What am I giving? I'm giving boggle like nothing. I'm more of a taker. I'm not a
giving
giver.
you my shirt.
No, do you know what I mean? Oh, the shirt is so giving.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's
okay,
like,
I've never heard that
but
one.
it's the same way I would use zazzy,
Okay.
like zazzy.
Okay, that's like a word,
Like,
giving.
yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
giving kind of, well, I just stuck with me. I just went, oh, I'm not sure. It's like one of those weird things. You're not sure if somebody's paying you a compliment or like giving.
Giving.
Like
Or
I
you
have a
wanna give
friend.
it.
I have a
Yeah.
friend, and obviously it's a language thing, right? You know, I'm Afrikaans. I come from the platteland. So somebody, this person friend, was here in the city, and we were all together. And then the person said, "Hi, you look so familiar," and she went, "Hi, thank you," because this is now the same angle of
Exactly.
they're so giving.
Hi.
Everything about it is. I don't know. Right. So back to high five day.
Yes.
You go around, you social distance, Bluetooth high five. But now, do you say Bluetooth high five?
Yes, you say Bluetooth high five. Bluetooth high five. You see? So I'm doing it to everybody out there now. Bluetooth high five. You see?
What if you have no
It's COVID
teeth, Rhoda?
friendly.
Okay. Bluetooth high five. No, I agree. Look at what Hubert is saying. The world has gone crazy, and we can high five.
Iskombis.
Firstly,
That's the way you do that one.
oh,
Here we
and
go.
that is how you blah, blah, blah.
And
When the
that's how you-
announcement comes, this is the schedule, we all go blah,
Blah, blah, blah.
That's, thank you, Hubert.
That's it. And then you give them a high five.
Yeah, that's not a stock up. Give them a PK. Come now, let's be honest and be real with what it
And
is.
then we got April the 21st as Eid, and you say this word because I tend to struggle.
Eid al
saying-
Fitr.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a day I visit all
Here we
my
go.
friends who are celebrating because they have food.
Yes, and lots of nice food.
Oh, yeah. Man. So if you're celebrating that, this is coming in. It's a super, super big holiday,
It
and it's a
is.
holy month. And do you know? And do you remember last year we were talking about this because we had, and it was similar. This I think it's like a week or so now, a couple of days apart. But there was Passover. We had Easter
Yes.
celebration
Wow,
and
it is
Eid.
all-
It was all sort of
All at
all
once.
in the same WhatsApp group on that same.
Exactly. Same WhatsApp group.
Yeah, but yeah, these are the same WhatsApp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the
Yes.
same date.
Yeah,
It wasn't
it
too many
was.
days apart. And obviously, in the next couple of coming days, a lot of people will be celebrating. So blessings from all of us, man. May it just be a joyous,
Exactly.
joyous time. And for you and your families. And I know of so many friends and
Oh,
colleagues and people that
yeah.
obviously in our daily lives that will be celebrating and looking forward to that. And
enjoy
I'm
the
also
meals.
looking forward to because I give new meaning to the word barakat. Now let me explain because
Okay.
yeah, I go with luggage for the barakat. So yeah, so
You serious?
yeah, and that means was now blessing. I give you as a
Exactly, I
little
give,
something.
yeah,
and,
but you go get.
Yeah. So I'm the opposite of that.
Opposite.
I arrive already.
Getting
like
your
that.
with your little
No,
plate
I
and
go
everything.
prepared, most.
Okay.
When I arrive,
Like
it's,
at auntie said, come there with the ice
I
cream
arrive
buckets.
prepared, Rhoda. I walk in, high
Okay.
five day everybody. You know what I mean? We don't play.
Yeah. So barakat apparently Dougal is Arabic. So it's not like a Cape Town, give me some barakat, you know.
Yeah.
Barakat. It's basically asking for blessings or
Yeah.
giving blessings.
That's how we
That's
would-
where you're giving blessings.
Yeah, it's how you would use, how we would have used OLAP or something Pasella extra. Like I'm
Pasella
doing something
extra.
kind to you.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I'm blessing you with,
blessing
yeah, take a little. Because I remember this in the Middle East. I must actually tell you the story. And I'll try and make it in 10 seconds. I remember, like, this is in the mid-90s. So the family goes to Dubai, right? And at the time, you didn't book trips like you would do now. You could do. But then the job of the travel agent was cardinal in this whole planning of going abroad and all of this, right? So one of the things, so once you get your whole thing, you had brochures, man. You had these pamphlets, these little, those glossy things that fold like that, we had the glossy things, and then they had things to do and things not to do. And one of the things was, especially how different cultures would be, was like sign language things, where you would sign certain things. Okay, we all across the Mediterranean, thumbs up is not thumbs up to everybody. So all of these things. And then one of the things was, if somebody had to offer you food, you gotta eat what you have. And when you leave food behind in said plate, it would mean that you are now full and you are satisfied. However, when you finish everything, it will force host to add more food, because do you know what I mean? Because it means guest is not satisfied. So it was an interesting way of doing things. So I went with a friend, people that we met, and we went to his house, really, and the house is, but it's like, I hate this word, but I don't know how to describe it. It's what people normally, like, they would say compound, but it's not that. This is a man's house. The compound is not that's not a nice word. But the house is built like that, and then the inside is like the square, right? Like quad area, and this is where everybody gathers, and then the rooms are all off around it, so the house is like built in a square. Right, but there's like lots of houses like in this area. Anyway, long story short, so we go there, long hot day in the middle of the desert, right? I don't drink tea. For about 19 years, I don't drink tea. I do not drink. I never drank coffee or tea. I'm a cool drink dude. Anyway, so I'm drinking my cool drink, high-fiving people, blah, blah, blah. But the point is, now we arrive there, right? And obviously, custom, host must offer guests something. So tea is the offer. And it's not like, look, I grew up regular tea, rooibos, so I only knew 2 teas. I didn't know green teas in between tea. Funny, the teas you get nowadays. And even, and then the tea that was there was one of your liver cleaner teas. It wasn't like a tasty,
it wasn't one of those,
tasty tea, whatever.
The turmeric in
I mean, I actually called it camel thingy at the time. But the point is, out comes the lady, and I think it was his sister. She served us the tea, and the men were all sitting there, all very gracious, and thank you so very much. And it's just me. And then we drank the tea, and I was like, when you taste something in your mind, you go, like, it does that.
Blah, blah, blah.
So I had that, but I knew I couldn't say it's yuck or whatever, because and they were like, nice, 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 and I was just like, and I'm thinking to myself, why are you drinking tea now? It's like 55 degrees in the shade. We're sitting there with the tea. Anyway, and I choked on that tea, Rhoda. Just thinking that memory is coming back. Do you know when you can smell the tea on your clothes? It was something between a Miang Stockie and anyway, there I'm drinking the tea there, and I satisfy in the custom that the brochure said that we must do. And I put the tea, the copy into the pirang. As I put it down, this woman comes and she puts in more tea. Now I'm going, whoa, now I've got tea all over my fingertips, and she's pouring more tea, and I'm like, I don't want tea. But now I'm like, and there I go again. Rhoda, I drank 4 cups of tea.
Oh no!
Before I realized when you're done with the tea, you do this. You ring a bell. Nobody told me.
So you kept on putting down and sugar spoon.
Yeah. Nobody, you do this. But look, that's how obviously, that's a true story. And the point is, it was like a very traditional home that I was at. I mean, if I had to go now and I'm saying, I'm done, thanks, that was cool, cheers, man. Nobody's going to be like, oh, all right. You know, things are, but at the time, out of proper manners.
Yes.
I can still taste that tea. So I've done my bit for Liver Day, just by the way.
Yeah.
I've done my bit for Liver Day because of that.
Did you, because of that, you caught up for that 4 teas that you had?
The tea was horrible. I hope they're not watching. The tea was nice. just realized they might watch.
They might be watching. Oh, the tea was nice.
Coming up soon, it's going to be tea day as well. But getting back to the point, so if you are celebrating Eid, of course, in the next couple of days or so, blessings and from all of us, man. We hope you celebrate well and have a joyous time and blessed time with you and your family. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
What else are we talking about, Rhoda?
Just another one. I want to basically just conclude for the week because obviously we're working just on this week. It's the 22nd of April, which is World Earth Day. So this is a day observed every year on the 22nd of April to mark the anniversary of the birth of the modern environmental movement in 1970. In the universe, Earth is the only planet where life is possible. So I don't that is somebody is obviously giving their opinion. So we all have a different opinions.
Yeah.
When life is possible, so it's necessary to maintain the natural assets. World Earth Day is celebrated to increase awareness about the importance of the planet.
Okay, firstly, many things. I believe many planets can be lived on, and I have a whole list of people that should go there. So that's the first thing.
Okay.
This is like a green day. This is like a save the planet kind of day.
It is. It
Okay.
is. Yeah.
Another topic on this. And it's brilliant. Keep doing what you do. We had Earth Hour,
Oh yes.
the 25th of March,
That is
where we
right.
don't have electricity for the hour and the event
Yes.
to save the planet.
Yeah.
South Africa wins that.
They should. Yeah, they should.
We had Earth Hour, nobody knew.
Exactly.
During stage 5, I had to blow out the 4 candles. I blew out the candles during stage 5.
Stage 5.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
You're welcome. Did you hear we might be going to stage 8, Dougal? So then I don't know what we're going to celebrate then because then I think it's just South Africa Shutdown Day. Not world.
I had a term with the thing. So obviously you get load shedding, and then there's load reduction, and there's a couple of terms, but they all got load in it. So you know what I mean. Even when you see those trucks with an abnormal load, you go, oh goodness. Because you're
load.
stuck behind it. It's like
Yeah,
anything
load,
with load is a
exactly.
stuck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like no. Like even like in
Sorry.
army terms and war movies, the payload.
Yeah.
Like when it's got load, it's just not a happy word.
It's not a happy word, and I think this is what's happening in South Africa right now. If we hear load, then we all go like, oh no, shedding. Yeah. So it's not a very nice subject to talk about. But yeah, we might be going to 8.
All right,
There's
so
talk
20,
of going to
so
8.
22nd Earth Hour, but it is important. I mean, we're being now foolish and ligsinnig, but it is the most important thing. You got to look after the planet. And you know what? We were talking about it earlier. It's like in our practices that we do, we recycle. But you got to do these things. You got to be
You
aware.
have to.
You got to minimize certain things. You just have to be. And I think nowadays, because I've raised this opinion before, I think for businesses, organizations who don't do that. Like, remember when certain shops refused to sell bags, the plastic
Yeah,
bags?
yeah,
And
yeah,
you had to
yeah.
buy that bag there. And every time you go, all of us, you know that black bag, that carry bag? I'm not going to mention names. It looks like the shirt, right? It's like a woveny thing. I've bought 150 of those bags because every time I walk into the shop without the bag, I don't do that
There we
anymore.
go.
I go everywhere now with my Barakat bag. I've learned. So the point is, no,
Take it
but
to
this is the
Barakat.
thing. You gotta act.
Yeah.
You gotta act responsible. And if businesses
true.
don't do that, I think the public and people can speak out the truth, and people can say you can be shunned if you are not green. And the same applies for
Yeah.
us at our homes. When you see your friends not, try and be green. Do you know what I mean? Just doing. Then you. It is your responsibility to speak up.
It is your responsibility. And on that plastic bags, Dougal, I mean, I'm not sure which shop it is, but they've got recycled plastic. So
Yeah.
if one can do it, why can't everybody do
Exactly.
it? Because why aren't you going with that?
Do you remember how up in arms we were when it became part of, and I think it was legislated, you had to pay for the bag or something. You
Exactly.
remember, and everybody was up in arms. Now you don't even care. You don't know that there's 60 or rand or 55 cents or
Yeah.
whatever the hell it
Yeah.
costs for the plastic bag,
Exactly.
or I don't even know how much a bag is nowadays because I carry my own bag.
Yeah, it's
I'm
very-
that guy.
It's very pricey.
I'm that guy.
You kind of look, if you got 3 things in your hand, you're like, should I? Nah.
And let me give you the biggest tip why you carry your own bag. You know when you get to the cashier and they go plastic and you go, yeah, then you can go with a full trolley. When you go with your bags, baby, you only buy what can go in bag.
That makes sense. That is very
That's
good.
how I roll.
What economic...
The problem is you run out 3 days later, so you back. Which is fine, because you want to get out of the house. You don't want to be there.
You don't want
No, you need me time.
And then on top of it, Dougal, I mean, World Earth Day. Can I say I get extremely annoyed, and I've had endless arguments and fights with a lot of people, especially on the road, where they're throwing things out of their windows.
Who does that?
Come now, please, man. We are not kids. I don't care where you're living, where you're coming from the richest to the poorest. I really don't care. But if it comes down to World Earth Day and celebrating it, litter, it damages our earth. If that piece of paper falls, then you throw it there. What do you think is going to happen to it?
No, I've
What's
actually
gonna
heard a
happen to
story.
it?
A friend of ours, a friend of mine actually told me the story. She was at the four-way stop, and opposite her, somebody threw out a can, like a cool drink can.
Yeah.
And flashed and hooted and everything. And the guy saw her and got out of his car, picked it up, right? And like waved and then she was like quite happy. And that was like her moment. She called the person out.
I did it as well. I got the total opposite from what she got.
Others?
Because the son was the one who threw it out. And the daddy was sitting next to him. And I said, Dad, your son just threw a piece of paper out of the window. And he showed me a very happy finger.
Oh, there we go.
So, yeah. So
I have some tea that we could send him.
I think so, too. I think we can send him some tea. So, guys, please, you know what? At the end of the day, I always like having it saying, it's up to us parents to educate our kids. And by you being that example to your son, wasn't a good example at all, because tomorrow, you know what, he's just following your lead. So what type of kind of world are we going to have eventually? This is our generation that we're supposed to be teaching how to actually look after this earth, but you as a parent can't even do that.
Yeah. No, I'm impressed. I thought to myself, when you said now we're talking about all these days, I thought, now what's the lesson in this? And we've now discovered nogal many lessons here.
Did we?
Yeah, well done. Well done. High five, Bluetooth.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do you say high five Bluetooth?
You say high five.
I mean Bluetooth high five.
You say Bluetooth high five.
Oh.
Exactly. So we're running out of time, and you know what? My friend here has been going on for the past few weeks about this character, and I thought I had to give him some airtime for this. And
Mickey Mouse.
That's his friend Taubu Bester.
Oh, the dude, they got him. He's got hair.
Let me just
so I've been following the story, then I got bored because the first chapter was exciting.
Yes.
Now it's bored. They caught him. And they caught him and her. Okay, so he's a murderer, rapist person.
Something? Sorry, quickly.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt you quickly. Can I ask you, why is it that we all know what she looks like? Is she still covering her hair and covering her face with a mask?
Because she's a celebrity doctor.
I don't understand, because for me it's like we all know what you're looking like. Why are you covering your face?
Well, I actually read the article because they actually asked her in court when she came. So anyway, so just to get to that point, so they got them. Like, who doesn't know this thing, you know? So they got them. They there, the dad, her father, whatever,
so.
And they got different names.
The plot
like,
got bigger.
You know, I don't know, but it'll be that as it may. So her father and her now, bail and all of this. He's somewhere else, and he thought that he was going to get poisoned, so he didn't eat. But now he's been eating, drinking some tea and all of this. And okay, he's all right. But she covered her face, and then they actually asked her, which I thought was a ploy, and it just shows you, could you please take out the, because she...
Did they ask her?
Yeah, because she, you know, like a regular mask we wore. She had a mask like this.
But that's what I was asking, why?
She had like a bigger mask, unless she had like extra large mask, or she got a small face. I don't know what it is, but anyway, like, I mean... If I'm her, just wear balaclava, wys jou oor. And then, apparently, the court she's in, she had a hoodie on, and it's nog vast ook gemaakt.
Exactly.
And because it was raining in the dripples, so that's why she did that, I believe. And they asked her to take it off, and she did, because they wanted to make sure, is it you?
Exactly.
Because there's a bit of a history. When you come back, you might look different. So anyway, I've got no idea why she did, but obviously the immediate response to that would be she's either embarrassed or she's shy and she doesn't want to be proclaimed as the bad person. But in that same breath, and this is where I have a problem with the media, and this is like a serious point, because everybody points out celebrity doctor. No, celebrity what? Who's now going there? Are you a celebrity? Are you now going to go get inspected? Are you going there? And I don't think the media is to be blamed for this, but I think we should call a spade a spade. You call her the alleged accomplice to Thabo, to convicted murderer, rapist, because he's going back. So, but that's my personal problem I have there. But celebrity doctor, but that is how she now made the news and whatever. Then the other thing is the medical board is very quick to pull a license or to kick you off their roll, whatever they call it. You know what I mean? And it's easy to kick things off a roll, and it's a hot dog roll or hamburger roll. But so they're very quick to do it. I'm sure that's coming. In my mind, that's coming. But anyway, Thabo Bester, yeah, sadly, man, the drama is going to end, and yeah. But the point that you made to me earlier is that we should applaud the authorities.
Oh my gosh, I had the news where they said, should we applaud them for the action they took now? Hello, I don't know. What is your opinion, Dougal? I personally think, I'm sorry, but I cannot tap you on the shoulder and say, well done. I cannot do that.
I'm with you, but I'm also indifferent. I also think because they were lied to. The private company said, yeah, he's dead. And whoever the state is, may believe. I mean, how you're not going to, your service provider, yeah, I believe you. But they acted together, all the intelligence, whoever was in that cohort, and they were kookalooring him wherever he was. So in Tanzania, they were kookalooring him for a day or two before they actually nabbed him. So yeah, the response was brilliant. That was all fantastic. I thought for that part. But the fact that this could happen so blatantly, and it speaks to the culture of corruption, the culture of not performing at levels we should. That should be condemned, which is systemic of where we are. But yeah, sadly, I'm sure it's going to be a movie. I don't want to play a character in any of the movies there.
Exactly.
I'm sure it's going to be a movie because it's that far-fetched.
It is. And I mean, we're going to be ending off soon, but Dougal, there's another movie that's actually, for me, it's like another movie that's happening right now. And I spent some time watching this on YouTube because I'm a YouTuber. I love watching YouTube. And you guys, and you need to go watch it as well. It's a 4-part investigation by Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera.
Al Jazeera, investigating the release of series of gold smuggling gangs in South Africa. That's it there, the gold mafia.
Oh.
There's 4 episodes, guys. Go and watch it. And it's really, you think you're talking about movies with your Thabo? This, my friend, is gold mafia movies. Talking about the mafia, that's it. And it's got to do with South Africa. So it's about laundering basically hundreds of millions of dollars, getting rich themselves while plundering the nations. So you know what? Names is being given out there. Go look at this. You are going to be shocked. You are going to be shocked. So it's a 4-part series on YouTube. That's episode 1, like it says there. There's 4 of them. Go and have a look. This
and
is
it's like a
movie.
proper thing.
Look here, this is proper. This is happening as we're speaking. It's happening in the news. It's not highlighted. And this is what's shocking to me is the fact that Thabo is being reflected left, right, and center about the body that they found. But this is even for me deeper than Thabo. But why is it not making the news? So kind of go and read it up, go look it up because all the evidence is there. I'm not sucking this out of my thumb.
Mafia.
Go have a look. Another
Cosa
movie.
Nostra.
Another movie. Mafia in South Africa.
All right.
And Zimbabwe.
So that the thing is called Gold Mafia. All right, we'll have a kookaloo at that. All right, then finally, I actually wanted to mention to you this because this made headlines. That there's a story and thing that broke all of a sudden. Now everybody, of course, looking very much forward to the Rugby World Cup that takes place much later this year. But more importantly, Jacques Nabo, who's the head coach of the Springboks, will be stepping down after the World Cup. So in my mind, 2 things have happened already. Normally, no coach does that. It's almost like, leave. You know what I mean? That immediate or like, psst, we need to talk. That's normally that. This guy is now actually saying, listen, I'm going to go at the end of the time. We haven't had that in recent times. So I thought that was cool. So obviously people are talking about the succession, who's going to replace and all of that. So that discussion is going to go on for weeks. Obviously guys within the setup, Dion Davis, there's all those names are being John Dobson, those names, all of those names are
Rassie
Rassie as well. So and he's still down for a couple of years. So So all those names, and so that's going to be a hot topic around the campfire and the bars and dinner table and everywhere you are, the water cooler.
Definitely.
When you're at the microwave at your work is lucky to have electricity and you're warming your 2-minute noodles for lunch. That is going to be the hot
Not your tea.
It's going to be the hot conversation. So I see that as a conversation. I would like to throw some of the Bafana coaches into the mix, just to shake things up.
Oh wow, Dougal.
Yeah, just to mix things up. Is that it?
That's it. I'm newsed out.
Yeah. So that wraps it up then from us. So in summary, what do we say?
In summary, I would say blah blah blah. Don't drink too much because of your liver this week. Enjoy your barakat.
Yeah. And be green and conscious.
So true.
That is the most important thing, yeah. That is it. And yeah, stay away. And if ever to anybody there in prison, I know Tabu said he's scared he was going to be poisoned, but if anybody's got some donkey flavor tea, let him taste. All right. That's it from us here on Mahala Monday. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. And like always, we tell you, remember to like and share this. That is it. Definitely like it and share it. And we'll be back next time as well.
That's right. Next week, Monday.
Same time, same place. So from me, Dougal and Rhoda, until next time, look after yourselves and everybody around you. Thanks for watching, everybody. Ta-da.
Bye.